Hello guys, I am Prithviraj. I am DevOps engineer at Courage. Today we are going to learn Kubernetes backup and migration strategies using project Velero. So what is Velero? Some most important part of today's video is like what is Velero. You are going to work on Velero completely. So Velero is an open source tool to safely backup, recover and migrate Kubernetes cluster and persistent volumes. Okay, it works both on premises and public clouds, built with focus on Kubernetes. So basically it provides some CRTs and CLI tools to using this. With the help of Velero you can easily migrate, create a backup and restore it and migrate your Kubernetes applications from one platform to another platform. The components of your Velero is like command line interface and Kubernetes server application. Velero use case benefits. Obviously you are going to use Velero, so you need to understand what is the benefits of Velero in your Kubernetes cluster. Okay, so disaster recovery, as I mentioned, like in case if your cluster goes fail, right, so what you do, right, that time. So disaster recovery, if you have backup of your whole cluster and if you have scheduled backup of your cluster, so easily you can restore all the application whenever your disaster is happen on your cluster. So or if there is any fault happens on your cluster, you can easily recover your applications, persistent volumes and application configuration from using Velero. Data migration, for example, you have two clusters, right? One cluster is hosted on your AWS and another cluster is hosted on GCP, and you want to migrate all the hosted application in AWS cluster to the your GCP cluster, right? So in that case Velero is very helpful. It will be create a backup of your whole cluster, right? It will be stored to the S3, right, S3 bucket, or you can say storage class or storage server, where you want to store your backups, and you, from using these backups, okay, you can easily migrate your application from one platform to another platform. In parallel clusters, like managing multiple cluster is not easy stuff. So using Velero we can easily manage all the clusters, right? It's like you can say shade for the clusters management, right? So you can manage multiple clusters using Velero. For configuring Velero on your Kubernetes cluster, we need your S3 bucket URL. Okay, it's a public URL where you are accessing your Minayo console. Okay, so in my case this is like my local system IP address, like so I am using this IP address with port 9000. Okay, so for this Velero installation we need install Velero using some commands, right? There is a single command. I have merged all command together and we just need to pass the required values there. Okay, so I am going to use this. So first things I need to type Velero install. Okay, then slash, I'm merging all the commands together. So provider, like where you are going to store all your backups. So in case provider, for provider we need to type hyphen provider AWS, because we are using Minayo. Then next line, okay, then use restic. Okay, we need to use restic, use restic. Okay, use restic. Then next line, okay, then plugins, we need to type plugins. Okay, for plugins we have multiple plugins, Velero plugins for AWS, for Azure cloud, for GCP. We need to find these plugins from Velero website, so you can check the plugins over there and use this according to you. Okay, so for my case I am using AWS, so plugins. Okay, then I'm going to copy this plugin. Okay, so and paste it here. Okay, this is the plugin Velero plugins for AWS. Okay, then next line will be our bucket, right? where you want to store, in which bucket you want to store all the your backups, right? So we created velero bucket, right? So we need to pass velero bucket. Okay, then next things, the secret file we created, you remember we created one credential file, right? Minayo credentials. So this will be secret file. Okay, secret file. Okay, then Minayo credentials. Okay, our secret file. Then next line, the last line will be backup location, right? Where you want to configure all the things, right? Backup location. Okay, it will be config, backup location config. Okay, region, in which region you want to store all the data, right? I am using Minayo, that's why I need type to Minayo. Okay, then S3 force path, right? Style, I need to do true force, S3 force, then path, then style. Okay, equal to true. Okay, then I need S3 URL. Okay, S3 URL, right? Our Minayo console URL. So in my case, it will be my system IP address with port 9000. Okay, so I'm gonna copy my IP address, pasting here. Okay, right, then 9000. Okay, this is the command. Okay, so let's execute this. So before that, I need to create a namespace. So I need to velero namespace for installing all the things, otherwise it will be installed on your default. So I'm going to create I am opening new terminal. So I am going to create a namespace for this. So first check the kubectl get ns, right? There is no velero namespace. Let's create a velero namespace. kubectl create ns velero. Okay, so I have created velero namespace here. Okay, so I'm going to execute this. It should be 9000. Okay, s3 url, let's understand the command from start. Okay, velero install, it's a command for installing your CRDs and all the configuration on your Kubernetes cluster. Provider is AWS, like where you want to connect, right? Then use restic, then plugins, like whenever you want to connect to your cloud, we need to mention the plugins, which plugins we have to mention. Then bucket name, right? Then secret file contains all the your access key and secret keys. Okay, then location config, like region, then path style true, and your s3 url, right? Okay, so let's execute this. Okay, now you can see all the things are installed on your Kubernetes cluster. You can see the custom resource definition or backup is installed, right? Multiple things are installed on your Kubernetes cluster. So let's check the Kubernetes pods are running or not. So let's check Kubernetes kubectl get all -n velero. So it will show everything inside your velero namespace. Okay, so you can see velero restic and velero pod is running, right? Then demonstrate restic is running, deployment is done, right? And replica set is 1. Okay, so our velero installation is done. So next part is check all the validate your velero is configured correctly or not with your application. Okay, I'm velero Kubernetes cluster. Okay, so velero. Okay, for this checking your, now you can check first velero version. Okay, so as I see there is no error with, right, namespace not found. So okay, then check velero get backup location. Okay, right? So you can see the name is default, provider is AWS, bucket prefix is velero, phase is available. It means that your bucket is available for creating the buckets, right? So velero configuration is successfully done. So let's start to create a backup of your whole cluster. Okay, so our whole cluster backup create. For creating backup, there is a simple command. So you have to just type velero create backup, then you have to mention backup name, right? So I'm gonna give as a kuberenetes, right, full cluster. Okay, so let's check the backup describe. Okay, it will show your backup is completed or not. Okay, so so you can see here completed is mentioned. Okay, that means your backup is successfully created. So okay, let's, for checking, you have to go to your Minayo console. Okay, then just refresh the buckets. Okay, buckets, right, then browse. You can see the backups folder are created. You just created KS full cluster, and you can see all the files are here, right? Snapshots, right? Full cluster, pod vending backups, resources, right? Full cluster backup is done. Okay, so let's have, okay, so it is a very easy to create a backup of for your cluster. So let's check kubectl. Okay, not kubectl, velero get backup. Okay, using this command you can check your backups, right? Here you can see KTS full cluster, right? So for demo we are going to deploy some Argo CD workflow on your Kubernetes cluster and try to create a backups and restore it again. Okay, so for deploying Argo CD we need some Kubernetes manifest file. So I'm going to use this. So for this I'm going to open my VS code. Okay, so just a sec, give me a second. Argo CD workflow setup. Okay, it's opening. Okay, so I have Argo CD manifest file for demo purpose, so I'm going to use this. So first I need to create a kubectl namespace for Argo, so I'm going to create this. Okay, first I need to create one. Okay, create namespace. Okay, Argo created. So kubectl get ns. Okay, you can say Argo namespace is created. Okay, then I need to apply this manifest file, so it will install the Argo CD on your Kubernetes cluster. So let me install it. Okay, it has multiple CRDs, role bindings and secrets. Okay, so kubectl, okay, get all -n Argo. Okay, container creating is processing, so let's wait for container creation. Okay, after all the container creation we need to patch the Argo service as a load balancer. Okay, so you can access this application on your browser. Okay, so let's wait for the container creation. Okay, one container, it takes some time to creating the containers. Okay, one container is running, two is running. Let's wait for two. Okay, one is shows error. Okay, all the containers running state. Okay, let me check it again. It showed 0 1. Okay, restart once. Okay, okay. So let's patch our Argo service to the load balancer as a load balancer. Okay, so I'm going to patch this service. Okay, then let to execute this kubectl patch svc argo server -n argo and then service. Okay, so services patch. Let me open let's check the argo workflow is running or not. Okay, so for this you have to type https://localhost:2746. okay, so advance proceed with unsave. Okay, so you can see the argo cd is running here. Okay, there is no workflow now, but your argo cd application is running on your kubernetes cluster. Okay, so let's try to create a backup for this and try to restore it again. Okay, so kubectl okay get all -n argo. Okay, you can see everything is running here, right? So I'm going to create a backup for this first, and then I'm going to remove everything from this namespace and try to restore it again. Okay, so let's create a backup for this. So for this we have to just type velero okay create backup, then we have to give the name of this. So I'm going to mention argo cd. Okay, then -- include namespaces argo. Okay, so let's create something missing. Oh, it should be namespaces. Okay, so you can see your backup is created. So cubes velero get backup. Okay, you can see the argo cd backup is completed, right? So let's remove everything from that namespace. So I'm going to remove kubectl delete all -- all right -n argo. Okay, so okay, so I need to check our application is running or not. Okay, obviously I have deleted everything, so you can see this site can't be reached because there is nothing. Okay, let's say kubectl get all -n argo. Okay, there is nothing in that namespace. So kubectl, not kubectl, you are going to restore it again. Velero okay velero get backup. Okay, so you can see argo cd is completed. So we have to create a restore of this argo cd backup. So for this we have to type velero restore. Okay, then create. Okay, we have to give the name of your restore. So I am going to give as argo restore. Okay, then from backups, right? So where the location of like from what we need to use it from backup, right? So for this we have to use from backup. Okay, from from backup bs backup, then we have to mention backup name argo cd, right? So restore is created. Let's check. So you can say check here argo cd resources restore, right? All the describe, and you can say it's completed. Okay, so kubectl get all -n Argo. You can see everything is coming back, right? So if I check, one pod is still not running. Let's wait for this. Okay, even you can say the patch server is load balancer, so it will be save your configuration as well as, right? So you can see the Argo server as a we can patch this service as a load balancer, and it comes again as a load balancer service. Okay, so let's check again. So check, see everything is running. Go to the browser, right? Okay, so validate application, right? Okay, let me refresh it. Okay, advanced localhost. Now you can see everything is again running. Okay, so using Velero you can easily create your backups and as well as restores. Okay, so that's it from today's demo. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you.